Hey, that's really weird intro, but sure. We'll stick with it. Today I'm gonna be releasing a thing I've been wanting to make after my 0.9 nuke, which is somewhere around over here. This piece of shit. After I made this, I wanted to make at 255.5, which I immediately did, but this is it. I never finished it, the sound comp didn't really work, whatever. So I stopped working on it. So then I built my 2-second auto adjust, which I was going to release, but that's no longer gonna happen because of whatever the server decided to be hungry, so it ate a bunch of the cannon, like Thanos snapped his fingers. But like when I finished this, I made this sound comp. Well, not first. I was making this thing, which I never finished because I can't be asked. I'll go into this later. So then I made a sound comp, and then I actually made a 0.5 to 55 nuke. That actually works. It works quite well. Got a whole bunch of walls set up. It does have a slab bust, but tends to fail for some reason sometimes. Don't know why. I probably know why, because of whatever the hell I've had, because of the nuke. I'll go into that later too, what's wrong with the nuke. But first, how this works. If you want to make a fast cannon, you need to use something called either overlay or queuing or whatever. So my sound comp is using overlay, for example. So the pistons push out, then get squeezed into a 1 wide per side. Then they fall into the carpet comp and they shoot. So a bunch of sand is falling down. Same thing happens to this comp. I put 2. You can make 1, so I'm gonna go back down here. How you could do it. This is a 0.5. No, this was meant to be a 0.5 sound comp. I'll just I'll try to fire it. It's quite hard. See, you do this. The issue is there's no sound loaded, and for some reason you need a 0 tick it. I mean, according to my redstone, because there's a 0 tick in place there. Because it wouldn't work on a normal 1 tick pulse, so it's 0 ticked. Anyways, back to the thing I was talking about. You need overlay, you need to be queuing, and my power just falls down and gets boosted up by infinity boosters. But these aren't normal infinity boosters. These are special ones. These are no Y velocity infinity boosters. What they do, they cancel all the Y velocity, so it doesn't. So when the next shot falls down and these boosters fire, it just doesn't shoot it up. It will just let it fall down, and probably some of it gets shot back, but then it gets shot forward. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so when the power is done, it gets shot through this trapdoor. When it's done shooting through that trapdoor, it means there's no it means nothing. Oh, okay, whatever. When it shoots through this trapdoor, this booster thing. Oh, that's my X, right? This booster goes off, shooting it into the barrel. And there's a piece of sand here, which I don't know how I got here. Shoots it into the barrel, and it happens every 0.5 seconds. The reason why there's a fence gate here, I'm trying to zoom into it. This fence gate blocks exposure. It allows entities to fall through, but it blocks exposure. Same with strings and cobwebs. So, if you want to use this on a server, this cannon is, by the way, probably not allowed on nearly every faction server unless they don't have a I mean, a speed cap for 255s or whatever cannons. This you need to test if entities travel through trapdoors, because if they don't, then you have a bad time, because then it means there's no power in the barrel, meaning your hammer is stuck on the slab, or your nuke and it will just blow your whole cannon up. I'm also using one on this nuke. This part of the nuke you don't need it because the other one doesn't use it. So there's that. On to the next, that's those two things done for queuing. Then I have a trapdoor queue here. There's something with this cannon. Because it's a 0.5 and I'm using only one hammer. It falls. Boy, it's so close to each other. If I didn't have these ladders here, it will just be the same as the power and one long curtain of sand falling down. So, I mean TNT falling down, that's my bad. So that's how that works. I have this spot open so you could go in here. Shouldn't really make a difference. I tried to make the infinity boosters or the no wire infinity boosters as accessible as possible. So that's here. And then we go on to piston queuing, because that's what I ended up doing on my nuke. Since this is an alternating okay, my game just all tapped out for some reason. My bad. Not my bad, but whatever. Because these sides are alternating, you could do piston queuings. I mean, you probably could piston queue with this. I don't recommend it though, but because I'm alternating these two, it means that these are on a 1 second clock. And the rest is on a 0.5, but because there's a 0.5 difference, they still fire every 0.5, blah 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 blah. These pistons open and close right before the next shot comes down. And so boosters. Nearly every booster has a hammer on it. The big boosters, all of them. They all have big hammers on them. Now other things. For the sand comps, I'm using something that I call game tick difference boosters. Meaning they will boost every other game tick. No, every game tick I mean. Like an efficient nuke. Which also does it every game tick. That's how the whole efficient nuke works. Well, yeah. I'm also using that on the nuke boosters, so they can go off a little bit later. I have more time here, so I have more time to queue the nuke, that's what I mean, sorry. Yeah, I still fucking hate that someone put that there now, keep on flying out of it, whatever. Button design, I'll go to here. Only this means there's one feature that the actual one has. I tried doing something, that's why it looks so complicated. Don't know if I can accomplish this, but okay. This is single shot. So this shoots one, and this wooden button. This is the one you want to spam with. What you also could do, if you can hear me. Yep. What you also could do is shoot an arrow into a wooden button. That's why I chose for the wooden button. You could do this. But this gives you a random amount of shots. On the newer design that I put on this cannon, I added this later. It has one repeater going into these redstone torches. And the clock is on a 2-tick pulse. So that works. So you could put your shots in, but the only issue is the formula for this is x plus 1. Y equals x plus 1. Y is the amount of shots it will give, and x is the amount of items you put in. Meaning if you put 9 items in or whatever, it will give 1 shot extra. So if I put 9 items in, it will do 250. No, I'm dumb. It will do 10 shots. And if you put 55 items in, it will do 56 shots. And if you do 1 item, it will give 2, whatever. And if you put 0 in, nothing happens. So far this chest is filled. Yeah. Sand comp, already explained it. Hammer, kinda did. I mean, okay, no, I actually did how the timing works. This is a Stair power with 200, no, is it? No, 360 power. You guys will be saying, oh god, / calc 360 times 4.3 because of blah blah blah. Well, shoot that. Calc 1548 divided by 16 blah blah blah. We'll shoot 96.75 chunks. No, that's wrong because that's after 6 game ticks. This shoots for 5 game ticks because that's how I've ordered it. I don't know if I have the signs up. Yep, here. So you have 0 and 0.2 for the power, similar setup to Dragon Airbenders. Then you have 0.25 on the hammer, and then you have 0.05 on the nuke, meaning it's an instant nuke. So if you guys don't know what an instant nuke is, it nukes 1 game tick after stacking, which is the fastest you can go with dispensers for nuking. But that means Order of Entities comp, which I'm using. So okay, that's the whole cannon, I think. I showed that thing. Yeah. Now I'm gonna do one thing. This cannon could have issues with slap busting and whatever, because there's one issue with this cannon. I'm trying not to confuse you guys, but this actually is like this. This is a 0.5 cannon. So it shoots every 5 ticks. The nuke is 6 ticks, meaning when your next shot is stacking, your nuke is still nuking down, and it still has a whole redstone tick to go, because if that happens, whenever it's stacking, your nuke is about to tunnel, or is going to start tunneling this one and then this one after. So I'm using 12 game ticks because it does obsidian better. I didn't think it would be an issue, but I actually think that's the issue. So currently as a slap boss, it doesn't really work. So I think the slap broke the cannon a little bit. So I mean, don't broke, but it didn't really work. And also another thing, because it's so the nuke is slower than the whole cannon. It just sprays sand everywhere whenever it's stacking. Quite funny, actually. I'll actually put up a diamond. You know what? I'll fire a wet wall. I got enough sand. This will be released, and for the first time, I'll be releasing it in my Schematic public after nearly 4 years. 3.5 I just think. This got put in September 2016. And if you go on to /camshop, public schematics, list 1 to 50, 6 on the place, 6th behind, yeah, a bunch, whatever, Dragon Ball, jeez, whatever. That's that cannon. This is also gonna be on my Schematic public, if I can think about it. Yeah, I'm in G toggle, so the chat isn't really that messy. I already had this before earlier. This is not my first attempt at recording. The previous one was all over the place, so this is my second time. People who are in chat, you're welcome. Now firing. Now I'm gonna be firing it. talk way too much nonsense. Boom. There you go. Redstone is always so slow. Jeez. This cannon on this height does 70 shots. Which is quite a lot. Meaning if you're going through 160 wall buffer, it means you need to refill twice. And if you got alt sprinting, you're good. Because how it does 70 shots from this right there to all the way to 256, it's 70, and then you guys, oh no, it's 2 cents per time. Yes, but then it has 2 comps, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. 70 divided by 1 equals 70. So okay, now I'm gonna be doing all 5 shots with the wooden button. That's the one you want to button spam. Yeah, the reason why it's okay, that's actually funny. You can see the sand kick up, and you can see where the nuke starts going. You know what? I'll actually fire this renders it in. I actually haven't seen it down here, but I'll. You can actually see it doing that down there. Trace a whole mess. Oh, you. Oh. Spraying. It's literally spraying sand all over the cannon. Actually, that's jokes. I'm gonna do 10 shots. I hope red isn't gonna be dick and stop lag. No, I'm joking, red, you're good. Meaning if I want to put 10 shots in, I put 9 items. I use redstone dust. So I'm staying here because I don't have an ult. And I want to load the cannon in. Well, there you go. Oh. Works quite wonderfully. Oh, you. I don't get it. How does it get here? You can actually see. It's becoming quite a mess. Yeah. But it's quite satisfying too. If I haven't told you guys, it's an instant nuker, which I already probably have, but instant nuking, how it works. You're nuking one game tick after your hammer, that's basically it. And now it's like a normal nuke setup. The redstone tick side goes first because the hammer is on a game tick. And your nuke is on a redstone tick. I'm using 30 nuke hammer and 16 times 12 nuke per game tick. And then nuke in total, and then just 16 TNT per game tick. Does obsidian quite decently. So I'm happy with that. You know what? Why not full center that do like 20 fucking shots? Okay. I might have to copy the cannon because if the server drops below, it could get stop lagged. Nothing against Red again. He's currently the only staff online, but 15 TP. It will drop this server to 15 TPS. So that's quite low. 53 down. There's one small issue with this cannon. sometimes the sand comp messes up and it doesn't push the piston, or I mean it doesn't push the sand bus. Very rare. Well, just to be secure, I'm gonna copy the cannon. Because if it does get clear lagged, I have a copy of this. Yep. Let's do this. Full send it. Yeet. Oh no. The server's actually gonna drop already. Oh no god. Oh, for fuck's sake. That did not mean to happen. It's actually funny. Oh, I mean, it creates this really cool looking effect. I mean, that was 20 shots, yes. I was an idiot and put the diamond wall here. Didn't really matter in the end. It has a slap bust, but once there are slap downs, it doesn't really work. But who's gonna use this on a raid anyway? It's not allowed on all the top servers. But yeah, got nothing else to say. I love this cannon a lot. I'll see you next video, which I don't know what gonna be, because I got, maybe let me know in the comments if you're still watching at this point. I'm surprised because this video is already probably 20 hours long, and what I want to build is either a cannon that stacks in midair and uses that as a backboard to rev up from, which could be cool, and then I can nuke it, nuke the rev layer down, whatever. What I also could be doing is a second version of the auto adjust, because I loved it, but sadly it broke before I even could release it. I only have a scan halfway through. Jeez. I'm just finished off the last walls. There you go. 0.5. It may look slower, but that's because server TPS. Yeah, that's basically about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for the next video, which I already said before. Don't know what's gonna be. Got some ideas. Probably not gonna be building cannons after this one, because I'm gonna be playing around with this a lot. I love this cannon. See you guys. Stop recording.